Good morning. We're back in the kitchen again, and my co-star is still in her cage because recently when I started letting her out, she likes to hide in my Tupperware cabinet. And as much as I love Millie, she cannot be doing that. So Todd's on a call. Maybe he'll bring her in at the end of this video. So we've got another gardening book. We've been working on our edible plants, mostly vegetables. Maybe we'll do something with fruit and a couple, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. My fruit trees are not doing much of anything, but we'll see what we have in the garden. But for today, I'd like to share this book called The Surprise Garden by Zoe Hall and Sherry Halpern. So The Surprise Garden. The Surprise Garden. We're planting seeds for a surprise garden. Can you guess what we will grow? We don't know. It's a surprise. First, we use our trowel and rake to loosen the soil. Mom has given us each a handful of seeds, all kinds of seeds. Look at all the different shapes and sizes. So that's their first thing they're doing. They're sorting seeds. That's something we used to do in my kindergarten class. Takes a steady hand, right? You gotta sort them, put like things together. We poke the seeds into the soil one by one. We have painted sticks, different colors, to mark the different kinds of seeds. So they don't even know what it is they're planting. Then we water the seeds and wait for our surprise garden to grow. Takes time. Soon, the seeds sprout into small green shoots. And most seeds, when they start sprouting, all look the same. They send up these two leaves along the one stem. Sometimes you can tell by their shape what plant they come from, but most of them send up these two. They all look very similar. Gotta wait, see what they grow into. We water the plants and the sun warms them. Our garden grows and grows. On some plants, flowers bloom. So now you can start to tell which different kinds of vegetables they planted. That looks like maybe some beans or peas. That looks like some lettuce. Maybe some chard or spinach. That looks like some squash. I don't know what that is. That looks like a dandelion. We'll have to wait and see what that one comes into. That one looks like some kind of melon, maybe. So once they get a little bit bigger, you can start to tell which plants you have. Before long, the petals fall off. Surprise! We see peas. We see beans and squash. So, look at that. I was close. On some plants, the leaves grow close to the ground. We see spinach and lettuce. And what's growing here? Surprise! It's broccoli! I did not know that one. And cauliflower. Right? We see broccoli and cauliflower. Those two had me stumped. Is anything growing here? Oh, I know what this one is. We're going to plant this one today. Surprise! We find carrots and radishes under the ground. Right? Sometimes the part we eat is the root, so we don't even see the best part. Here is the longest plant in our garden. Flowers bloomed on this plant too. Surprise! We find a big watermelon. Here is the tallest plant in our garden. Surprise! It's a sunflower full of tasty seeds. Oh, this one had me stumped too. I was thinking just vegetables, but right, sunflowers are edible. Their seeds are edible. All summer long, the food in our surprise garden ripens. We like to pick the food and eat it too. Surprise! We're having a garden party. And they've got all their vegetables, their melon, and their seeds. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And so here's what they grew. Peas, beans, spinach, lettuce, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, radish, squash, watermelon, and sunflower. And we're going to grow some, well, we're going to try to grow some of these things in our bucket garden. I can't really make a ton of promises because I am not an expert gardener like Miss Linda. I do it more for fun and for science. So I'm going to clip in. All right, so the kids in our story started out by planting seeds for their garden. And that's the way that a lot of people plant their plants. They start with a seed and they take care of it and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And finally you have a plant that's going to give you vegetables or flowers or whatever you're going to have. But plants are amazing. They can do something that people and animals can't do. They can regrow from their, in essence, their body parts. So like if I'm a person and I lose my finger, I can't grow back my finger. But if I'm a plant and I lose my top, as long as I still have my bottom, there's a chance I could still keep growing. So today we're going to do what's called a kitchen scrap garden. And I'm going to show you some amazing plants that will regrow from their parts and pieces. And a lot of plants will do this. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to do them. So the first way is to take their seeds. So this is a pepper, and you can just take those seeds, put them in some dirt, and it'll grow peppers. This one's one of my favorites to do. This is the bottom of our celery that we saved from when we made our salad the other day. And you'll see it's got this core. So all you do is you take your knife and you make little scores or little lines on the bottom. That's going to let the water go up into the plant. And with any luck, in a couple of days or weeks, new celery will start to grow from the top and it'll start to put out roots. And we'll be able to add it to our bucket garden. So this is super easy. You just take your celery, make your lines on the bottom, put it in a shallow tray, and add a little bit of water. Now you don't want it to run out of water, but you don't want to make the water super deep. So this is the kind of thing you have to check on every day. So we're going to do a celery this way. I have a second celery I've been saving. We're going to do the same thing. Put those in there. And every day, when I come down in the morning, I check, and in a couple days, we'll see little leaves start to grow. Another one we're going to regrow this way is a carrot. Now, I've never done carrots this way, so we'll see how this works. But basically, this is the top of the carrot. I cut off the bottom, we put it in our salad, and bloop, there it goes, right into our scrap garden, right like that. Another one we can do this way is our lettuce. So this is the core of our lettuce that we used for our salad. I'm going to pluck off some of these so they don't get mushy sitting in the water. And I'm going to do the same thing with my knife. Give that little bit of score marks, and we'll see. Maybe in a couple days it'll start to put out roots. And that also is going to go in our veggie scrap garden. Now we also have this guy right here. This is corn. Now corn is a little bit different. Corn is fussy. It's hard to grow, to be quite honest. But it's fun to watch sprout. So even though we're not going to get big ears of corn growing in my garden, we might get to watch these seeds sprout. So what I'm going to do is, this is from when we did our mini greenhouse. I'm just going to take my leftover ear of corn and add a little bit of water. And we'll see if this starts putting up some sprouts and maybe some roots. We'll see. I mean, if it grows, we'll stick it in the garden. It might not do anything. And so I'm going to add these to the greenhouse, and we'll check back over the next couple days and weeks and see how they're changing and growing. And when they're big enough, we will put them in our bucket garden. Hi guys, I just came to add something to my greenhouse, and I've discovered we have some things growing. There's the pepper. We've got one, oh, it's in there, 2 bell peppers. We've got no tomato yet, but our onion garden for our salsa is starting to grow. You can see our red onion is starting to grow from our scraps. That's a white onion that I did. I thought I would just do a whole bunch of onion. So this is 1 week in, and we'll keep checking back. Bye. So this is week 2 of our scrap garden. Not much to report with our tomato and peppers, but our onions and scallions have really started to grow green tops. Our celery has started to grow green tops, and we're still waiting for a change with our lettuce and carrots. We'll have to check back and see what happens next week. So this is week 3. You can see the plants that we grew from seeds are starting to grow. Those are their food maker leaves called cotyledon. And these cotyledon, or baby seed leaves, help the plant get food so that it can grow its true leaves and really start making its own food. They look alike in a lot of plants, and it can be hard to tell what kind of vegetable you're going to grow until their true leaves or grown-up leaves come out. So you've been seeing our plants have been growing in our scrap garden for about 3 or 4 weeks. They've gotten bigger, they've grown some leaves, they're starting to put out roots, and tomorrow we'll be adding them to our bucket garden. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.